Okay, so welcome to office hours.
Hello,
And
everybody.
hey, Nancy. So office hours is every Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern. And the purpose of office hours is to give anyone an opportunity to, just like you would go and knock on somebody's door and say, hey, do you have a minute for me? I have some questions. You have some questions about the garden. What about the garden? Do you have questions about? Office hours is the Zoom meeting on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, where you can get all your questions answered, all the questions of the universe, but mostly about the garden. So there's a screen here that is the view of the garden of Neuro. And this is the way it looks, not through the app, but through the computer. So if you're on a computer, this is what it looks like. So a couple things, and you can see that, right, Nancy?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a couple things I want to just point out. This is this area right here. We're in events right now, but if I go over here to the left, which is the navigation bar, and I click on home, my computer, if my computer cooperates with me, what I'll see is a stream of activities, the activity stream, similar to what you would see in Facebook, but without all the noise of Facebook. And right now I'm in, you can see the events topic. So you can see all the events that are coming up here. Next Wednesday, there's a book club discussion. There's another office hours today that you can see that's live. Tonight at 6 o'clock, there is a write-in that Nancy sponsors that. And that's where the writers just come and sit and write on it, write anything, their journals, their poetry, their novels, their blog posts, whatever it is, we sit in silence. So all the events are here. Topics are when we make posts, we have the ability to add a topic to the post so that they neatly get tucked away into this thing called topics, which is quite nice. Professions is a list of professions. When you come in and build your profile, you can pick one of the professions that's in the list. If your profession isn't in the list, you can just send me a little message. And you can see up here is my icon. That's what your icon would look like, you, of course, whatever you choose to add to your profile. This is notifications like you would see on a Facebook page. This is the personal chat. So you can have a personal chat with absolutely anybody in the garden, and you can open up a personal chat. You don't have to friend somebody to chat with them. And so you could send me a chat and say, hey, my profession's not in the profession list. Can you add one? And I'm happy to do that. One of the things I do love about the garden is it's really super easy to navigate, and the organization system is very strong. So if I'm looking for, like we talk about future self, if you type up your future self, you'll find it will just type in future self here and search Garden of Neuro. All the TED Talks and all the posts that say future self will come up. So you can literally find if there's a post already done. So it's very rich in terms of the content and the ability to search the content, the historical content that's been built in the garden as we go. And because the posts are really fairly meaningful posts and really significant for people, it's just a really rich body of content, which I love. But you can do the same thing in this discovery over here in the navigation bar on the left. Discovery gives you even more search options than just do a quick search up here at the top. This is a little pop-out window that you can click on. It clicks in and out. So if you just click here, this navigation bar will either go away. And that navigation bar, you can find that if you go to any circle or any course in the garden. This is the big public chat area where everybody can chat all together, and you can see who's online and would be able to see that big giant chat. So right now, Lisa's online and Catalina's online, and so am I. And I'm just wondering, I'm going to stop sharing the screen just for a second, just because I'm wondering if anybody's waiting to get into office hours, and I'm going to go take a look. Nope, nobody else is waiting. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to share the screen again. Okay. So if you click on members, you can see all the names, all the members, and you have access to look at all the profiles of everyone. And you can see who's added pictures, who hasn't. You can see what their professions are. You can see if they're ambassadors. Ambassadors are very engaged people who, and once, and they get to a certain level and of participation, they actually become part of the leadership team, which is like the steering committee for the collective of the garden. If you click on circles, you will see the all the circles that exist. So there's a poetry circle, there's a writer's circle. Here you can see, and the circles are organized. Like the more circles we have, the more the organizational structures will be able to help you. Because, for instance, near you basically will be able to say, oh, here's a circle of writers and they're all in New York, or they're all in my community. And that's already been helpful for me in terms of finding members who are a drive away from me, and that's kind of fun. So we have a leadership team circle. You'll see circles that are premium, secret, private, and if they don't have a tag at all, then they're just open and free for everyone. So the Garden Book Club is free for everyone. Women Walking is free. You can join any of these circles that are free. Journaling Junket, the Poetry Circle has open mics. Each one of these circles can have its own events and sponsor its own events, have its own leaders and its own mentors and ambassadors. And they're kind of self-explanatory. There's one for breast cancer survivors that's private, because the nature of surviving breast cancer is a little private. So it's a lot private. So I actively recruit for breast cancer survivors here. And then we chat about things, and we're a support group just for our breast cancer survivors. And let's see. So premium means it's a paid subscription to belong to it. The Coach Me circle is a circle that includes intensive coaching one-on-one with a coach, as well as group coaching and inspiration daily. It is a paid service, but it's really designed for those people who really want to have a coach to transform their lives, help them through that. Leadership team is for the ambassadors who have gotten to the point where they are part of that steering committee. And if you click on courses over here, so the circles are just, a little mini collective inside the big collective that is the garden. If you search on courses, you can see, I don't know, you can see this, yeah. Time management is a secret course at the moment because it's still in development. That's a course that I'm writing. And when that opens up, that'll be a paid course, and the secret thing will go away. The Garden Vision is a course that I curated. It's free, and it's designed to go deep into what is the vision of the garden, what are we doing, why are we doing, how did it come about. Creative Life Journaling Practices is already underway. We have 6 members who have already started this course. They have a journal that has been a really nice journal that's been delivered to their house, and then there are lessons in there with journaling exercises that's meant to significantly improve, enhance, and provide insight into our own journeys through the practice of journaling. An introduction to mindfulness. That's a course that Catalina leadership team is also developing. That's in development right now. And when that opens up, that'll be a paid course, and she will be offering that to everybody in the garden. This one development has not yet started. This is a leadership team group for the steering committee. This is a higher level of book club other than the free book club that's in the garden. That hasn't that's in development. This one is also in development, and I think Nancy, you're developing that about. Are you teaching podcasting in that? Is that what you're going to teach in that course?
No, this was more, this was about writing your story. This was about getting deep into writing a story that you're looking to publish and then developing around that
Okay.
idea. So
So
that's in development, yeah.
Courses may pop up here and be in development. They'll be free, they'll be paid, there'll be all different levels of courses, but some you will see, some you won't. Like from a member standpoint, if it's secret, like this, I'm the founder, so I see everything that goes into development. But if you're a member, you won't see the things that are secret. You won't see what's in development, but this just gives you an idea that there are things in development. And the significant part of this also is that part of the design of the garden is that any woman who comes in here who has something to share and something to learn, or something to teach, could develop potentially their own course right here in the garden. And as we build our membership, my goal for the membership of the garden is to have 100,000 women in the garden by this time next year. It's a big goal. It's a lofty goal, but it is my goal. It's my dream and my goal. And the idea is that if we have a collective, that the women that are part of leadership, once you become a gold ambassador, or you put a significant amount of time, your personal time invested into the garden, you get promoted into a moderator and then a host, a co-host, and then you can actually develop your own course for a fee that you can then, you have an audience already here that you can share your teachings with. So imagine a year from now, we have 100,000 women, and the people who are most engaged have developed their courses, and you have this one-time development investment in your time to develop and curate your course. And then it's there. So as the garden continues to grow, people come, they see the circles, they see the courses, they jump in, and now you have a revenue stream of your own that comes, on a monthly basis from the garden. There are fees, there's like small fees, really small fees that go associated with like Stripe and being part of the garden, but that's offset, of course, by the fact that, we're building this massive community here that we can, as a collective, support each other in. Let's see, professions. I think we talked about that, but I'll just click on that real quick because it looks like it's responding again, my computer. Yay, it's always good. So you can see it's just a list of, we've already have 4 coaches. We probably have more coaches because, one of these is I wear many hats, and some of these people, they do lots of things. They don't do just one thing. Mentor coaches, that's a higher level of coach. That's a higher certification of coaching. So we have a lot of coaches actually who are also kind of sitting, waiting for the coaching services to kick in to actually engage in that Coach Me space. That's going to be very exciting if you're a coach. There's writers, teachers, and some of the coaches, will be very focused. Some of them are mental health coaches, life coaches. Some of them are writing coaches. They can be very specific coaches. Every coach has their own specific area. But because we'll have all these women coaches and mentors who are part of the circle, we'll be able to very quickly hand off to each other. Oh, you don't, it's this huge network. It's like, oh, well, I don't coach in that area. You want to talk to this person for that function. Oh, podcast. I don't do podcasts. That's Nancy's category. But we can add whatever profession we need to add in here. You self-identify in whatever that is, and when you come in and build your profile, you determine what profession you want to add to your profile. Let's see, I want to go to members just for a second because this is pretty exciting. Here you could see the ones near me. For instance, if I click on members near me, up pops whoever is physically close to me within a specific radius. So these people are all physically close to me, relatively. But the one that's the closest is Jenny, and she's over here in Newburgh, and she's literally like, and I've met her. She's wonderful. I've had brunch with her. She's literally 15 minutes away from me, 20 minutes away from me. He's in New York City, etc. And then I can also look at, well, who are the newest people who are there? I don't know if because I'm a founder, I can see all these tabs with members, or if all the members can see all these tabs, but I think all can. Here's, so these are the newest. These are people that just came on board in the last 24 hours. So I can actually see who just joined. And a lot of these people are poets that have come because I posted something in the poet circle, in a poets group, and said we're having a free open mic, and so these people joined the garden. I can look and see who's an ambassador, and the ambassadors are the people who are actively engaged in inviting people into the garden. And you get a bronze badge if you invite 2 people. You get a silver badge if you invite 10, and you get a gold badge if you invite 25. I'm a little bit of a overachiever here. Once you're at gold ambassador level, you have invited 25 people into your circle of your own personal circle of, invitees. And now you're this gold ambassador. You automatically, then we add you to the leadership circle. And we have in leadership circle, we have weekly meetings to talk about the direction of the garden and our goals and what are the work items, what are the things we need to do to help us as a collective grow the garden and make it the best place we can make it for our members. Let's see, let's click on the discovery. Discovery is fun because, again, you can search anything in the Garden of Neuro. You can search through this discovery tab. You can also just search, like I said, up here. There's top posts. These are the posts that are getting the most activity, the most action, the most comments and attention. Members near you. There's topics. All the topics are laid out also as well on the left, as well as here in discovery. There's a getting started couple of posts and section there. Featured is really fun because you've got just like the things you need to know, that everybody needs to know. What do you do to start? What's our purpose here? What's the theme of the month? This will change from month to month. What's the theme about? Also, what we're going to do is inside of this post, the monthly theme post, we'll have some comments about here are the highlights of the events and the event categories that are happening in that month, and who are the focal points to contact in the garden for those events. So, if you care about book club, if you care about meditation, if you care about whatever it is that we add into in terms of events, there will be a focal point for that. Who's the leader for that, to ask questions and send a quick chat with and get familiar and find out how to participate and what to do and all those sort of things. And we have a daily theme also, so you'll see those in the posts. All of our posts, we keep in mind the daily themes and the monthly themes when we are posting it. Then there's upcoming events here in Discovery that shows you like daily what's happening today. Pretty much always a Zoom. There's a Zoom every day. There's always something going on. And that's it. I think, is there anything I missed?
So
Anything I
one
didn't?
thing I would say is when we're filling out our profiles, in order to become findable, we have to be searchable. So we have to fill in all of the boxes there, and that helps us connect better with other women in the garden who are on the super niche same wavelength as ourselves.
Yeah, that's really a
And
good point. Let me go
yeah.
over to members. I think that's really a very good point, and let's talk about that for a second. So go back over to members, and I'm just going to open up a member profile. I'll open up mine, just to take a look. Not because I could open up yours, Nancy. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I was thinking open up mine and let's critique it and see where I could get better, because
Okay,
that becomes
I can do that.
important.
Yeah, let's open up yours.
Especially when we start getting to be able to, gather again and travel and all that. I'm going to
Yes,
want to know who's close to me here where we can get together and, actually be in person, because that's what it's all about, is that connectivity.
absolutely, garden members. And like this is a way for us to connect and find each other and find like, kindred souls, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is this? Come on, computer. Come on, you can do
Oh, of
it.
course.
I know you can do it. You got it in you. Come on. It opened mine
And to
right
make
up.
sure to go in and follow people, it's really
Yeah,
easy
so
to
you can
follow
see
them so
like,
that their stuff shows up in your feed. It's the same thing as Facebook. If you don't follow
yeah,
them, your feed is very
I follow
empty.
everybody.
Yeah.
I'm such a
So I
stalker.
don't know if new people coming in, though, are they automatically following you? Are they automatically following us as, you know, uh, Catalina and I when we post things, or what are they seeing?
Why did
So
it open up
as
yours and it's opening up Catalina's? I don't know. Okay, let's look at
That's
Catalina's.
funny. Yeah.
Okay,
But
so you can say hello right from somebody's profile. She has put in her profile who she is. She didn't really pick a profession from the profession list. That's okay. The profession, oh yes, she did, filmmaker. She did pick it. It shows on the outside over here. Um, she's a moderator. She's very invested. She's spent hours and hours and hours helping with the design of the garden. She is a bronze ambassador on her way to gold. So is Nancy, also a bronze ambassador on her way to gold. You can see their activity, what their profession is, how many followers. You see this followers and following. You can follow people and people can follow you. You can put in your own links to your own websites or whatever you want to put in there. There's an intro. And then you can also see for the members, what courses are they in, what circles are they in, what topics do they care about, etc. And then this is a banner picture, so you get to pick all your artwork, which is really kind of fun. And the other nice, the really thing I love about it is that it really is a global community. There are people on every continent right now in the garden, which is very exciting to have such a startup group. We have about 100 members right now, and we have this beautiful core group of about 100 members from all over the world. And so just sharing with each other. The garden, I really encourage people to go look at the free course, garden vision course, because I've got personal messages in there. I've got personal stories in there. There's a little bit of journaling in there just to get a feel of the garden, and also to get a feel of what does a course look like. If you think you might want to be an ambassador, if you think you might want to write your own course, if you want to engage at that level, then going through a course that's already been done. And that was part of the purpose, is I wanted to have experience with designing a course and see what that felt like. But I also wanted to have an opportunity for other people to get a feel for the flow of a course and what is possible, what could a course look like, and start envisioning, if that you felt like you wanted to make a course and you wanted to teach a course and curate a course, what that would be kind of like the spark that say, I could do this. I mean, really, if I can do it, anybody could do it. And I think we may have a free course at some point that says, Oh, Amina, she's in Tanzania. How fun is that? Um, you know, that you might want to just take courses and hang out and have it be your new favorite space. It's like Facebook without all the noise.
And you're actually learning something. You're not
Yeah.
just browsing. There's always something interesting. We're not posting what we ate. We're posting what we've learned. And hey, watch this video, or here's a podcast to listen to, or let's discuss this book, or let's sit down
Sarah's
and
a
write together and
neuroscientist.
work
That's
together.
exciting.
And
I've
yeah,
got
so
people,
that's a
I've got
lot of neat people.
Chica, she's in Japan and she's a dear friend and she doesn't speak a lot of English. Gosh, if we had somebody else who could speak Japanese with her, I think she would be delighted. But she's happy to be here. And Anu's in India and she's an editor in one of my publications on Medium. Hannah's an amazing, she did handbag design for in New York City, and like she's doing her own designs now. Jenny's an amazing poet. Heidi's a coach. Diane is a friend of Rima's. I'm not sure what Diane does yet, but she's got a beautiful picture. Raylan's a coach. I went to training with her.
Yeah,
We
there's
got
a lot of neat people here.
Yeah, so many great people. Jamie is an amazing coach. Janie is a published full-time author, successful author. A lot of writers. Um, gosh, it's just fabulous to see all these wonderful faces. I'm gonna have to do so much meditation this year just to stay calm, because as the group grows, I'm gonna be so excited. It'll be like, be still my heart.
Yeah.
Kim is an amazing, inspirational, she's just amazing. She lives on a sailboat right now. Right now, she's living on a sailboat. She's in the Caribbean. I just talked to her this morning. She's such an inspiration. She is living her created dream.
That is so cool.
More poets. Marie is an amazing, she lives in Scotland and she does furniture design, and she does this amazing work up there in Scotland. She shovels a lot of snow right now, but she's also an amazing photographer and writer. She's a nature photographer. She's been all over the world with her photography. Sarah, she works for the children's broadcast, you know, like Sesame Street, the group that does Sesame Street and those programs. Yeah, she does that. Oh my goodness, another coach. Belorma's in, oh, where is she? She's in Asia also, and I forget which country, maybe Thailand, but I'm having a problem. Katie Leung is she's an environmental warrior. She is out there like on the front lines, just like making people aware about the environment and things that they can do and actions they can take. She's an amazing environmentalist and environmental warrior. And that's what she went to school for. Writers, more writers. Love it. Nature connector. Mel is also an environmentalist and an environmental warrior. So we have a lot of environmentalists. Robin's a poet. Oh, Karen's a writers. Marilyn's an amazing, funny writer. She's so talented. Lynn is an amazing cartoonist. She does hand drawings. She is just a talented artist. Michelle, somebody that I met through Airbnb. She is a computer programmer. There's a bunch of computer programmers in here. A bunch of computer programmers. JB, that's Julia. She's incognito right now, but she's coming here on Friday, and we're going to spend the weekend together and celebrate our computer, our school. She's in college and so am I, but she's in her 20s and I'm in my 60s. And I met her through Airbnb. So there's just a wealth of talent, and it's just an amazing collection of a congregation of women. And so the garden's really informed by Indigenous practice, respect for the other, This comes right out of the book Sand Talk by Yunka Porta. Respect, respect, respect for the other, and deep listening and understanding, and where can we find common ground. And yeah, this is the garden. And I'm so happy that you're all here. And if you're listening to this very long presentation, I'm so happy that you did. And I would encourage you that if you have questions, if questions come up, just engage, send notes, don't be shy, pop in on the Zooms when you can, even if you come in late, it's perfectly fine. Was there anything else you thought of, Nancy, that we should talk about?
No, we went over the things I thought were good. I think you covered everything. If anybody does listen to this whole thing, they're going to get a great one-time shot. But it might be something that we do it we could do this one and then maybe we break it up into a couple of shorts, just so it's easy for people to go, okay, I got that.
Yeah,
So
good.
we'll talk about it. These are things we develop. That's what we're here to do, is create and develop this information so it's easy to absorb. Drops instead of buckets, right?
Drops instead of buckets. And I'm sure like nobody knows what that means, but there is a podcast that Nancy did where I'm talking about how people get overwhelmed and how we can avoid both overwhelming ourselves, but also overwhelming others. Yeah. And what's the name of that podcast? I don't remember.
Did I call it Drops? I might shut it. Yeah, it's on my podcast, right? Speak Play, but it might be Buckets or Drops. I'll have to look it up, but
Drops or buckets.
I'll link it to this. I'll put it in this Zoom thing.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea.
That's a good idea. Okay.
I love that. So anyway, I thank you for being here, Nancy. And it was a great idea to do this kind of overall presentation on the garden. I think it's a good video, and it's a good way to introduce people.
I think so too.
Thanks. Thank you for that suggestion.
You're welcome.
All right.